What's going on?
Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
We hope that you have had a great year. For our family, we have had probably one of our biggest years yet in our life. 2024
Yes.
was a big one for us. So,
Which, if you've been following along, you know all about.
yeah, but we thought it'd be kind of fun to do a recap just to share the journey of how this year has kind of gone for us. It has been a bit of a whirlwind year for us. So, so we thought we'd go month by month and kind of explain the process of how we got to where we are now.
Okay.
And also then touch along some experiences that we've had with the kids that we wouldn't have been able to have if we didn't make these big decisions, and also maybe some discomforts that we've had along the way we thought are worth sharing as well. Change isn't always easy, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. I think we're so glad. So
January, what did we do in January?
January was a really big month for us because we were starting to have these feelings that we really did want to make a change in 2024, and what better time of year to have a bit of a reset, like what is our plan for 2024. And we were talking for years about wanting to move and buy a house with land, and so financially we just were like, how are we going to make this work? And I was even like full-time big time dreaming of traveling the world, and bought like a world map and everything, so like really high dreams. And then
Which I think speaks to how you were looking to make some big changes.
Yeah. And so, and as the year has gone by, we've just kind of been open to whatever shakes out will shake out. So we're not there yet, but who's to say we won't be at some point. So January, we were talking about making some big changes, and my parents invited us out to the ranch.
Yep.
Where we're at currently, and they said, why don't you come out and see if this could be a temporary spot that you can bring the kids and yourselves and the dogs, if you do decide to make this big change. So now we jump to mid-February, we come out, literally like a 48-hour trip, come to Colorado, we get an idea of the space, and we really enjoyed it. It is pretty remote, so we said even back then, like, it would be a temporary thing. We wouldn't want to like live here forever, but it was a really great option for us to do that. And then in March, we were meeting with our realtor, and we were like, we'll give you a update.
Yeah, I think between January and March was the time where we were really considering selling the house, and we gave ourselves to the end of March to make a decision to sell our house, which we didn't meet that timeline.
No.
So
March came and went.
A little longer, but we were thinking about it a lot.
I don't know why. I guess we just weren't ready to pull the trigger quite yet. Probably with Chris's job, we were like, what's the plan? Like, he's just gonna quit his job, and
a lot of
then we're not gonna have money. And I think even at this point, I was still thinking, like, maybe we can still travel. Maybe we can sell our house and like go on a big trip.
Yeah.
So March, April, we were still just like in the thick of it, feeling really like, are we making this huge decision? What are we doing? And then I would say we were probably doing like some house updates, just to like freshen things up, paint some walls and everything. And then by the beginning of May, we had met with our realtor, and we had said, let's do it.
We decided to sell.
We're gonna sell our house. So we list our house May 18th, which was just like such a huge decision. And that's when we kind of started to share on YouTube and on Instagram what we were doing, because if we can inspire anyone else to make big changes that are scary, then it's so worth it. So May was just a whirlwind of getting the house ready, cleaning for showings, like with 4 kids and 2 dogs. Like, I would say that was kind of crazy, especially with school letting out and them home like in June. And so June, we were just like waiting for showings, and I would say that was kind of rough. We thought that our house was gonna sell like within the first weekend, and it didn't. But we still were trying to resume life as normal and do all the fun things that we love to do.
Yeah, and I think we were making the most of our time in North Carolina, because at that point we knew we were moving, and we wanted to maximize everything that is great about North Carolina. So I think we got pretty, I'm not gonna say aggressive, but we spent more time doing the things that we love out there.
Yeah, and then come July, we got an offer on the house. Thank you so much. Which was so exciting. But what was crazy about that is we were leaving to go on vacation in a month. And so they even moved up the closing, and we had to like rush within like 3 weeks, get totally moved out of our house. So that was like insane to just have to like kick it into high gear. We went to Atlanta and stored some stuff at an aunt's house, and then Chris was like working even up until like
trip too. I was gone for a week for a work trip, so we had a lot to do, packing up a whole house, moving stuff to Atlanta, moving stuff into U-Haul U-boxes, and then getting it all out here. It was a whirlwind, but we did it. We did it in that month.
I would say like it just speaks to the pressure of like you can get hard things done when you have no other option. Like it's like we couldn't be in our house past a certain day, and then literally we closed on our house, and the next day we flew to Nantucket for vacation for 10 days or so.
Yeah, which was great because then we were out. We were done. We were out from underneath the house, as we say. Which
felt like a really good start to our journey because we were connecting with family and having a bit of a family reunion, and that's kind of been an underlying theme of why we're trying to do this, so we can see family and friends more often. With a big family of 6, it's really expensive for us to be flying around. So before we embarked on this journey, I would say we would go to Nantucket every other year, but we weren't doing like big vacations, and we weren't traveling very often because it's just a lot of work with 4 kids and it's very expensive. So that was a fun way to kick it off and have a fun adventure. And then we came back and we bought a new car. We downsized to 1 car, and then we hit the road to drive out to Colorado, which was a fun experience in itself.
Yeah. So this is end of August.
End of August. So by September we were here, and we were settling into our new digs in Colorado, and I would say it was like a really good reset over the last couple months to just come here and slow down and just like have this time together. Chris's work hours are 7 to 3. Which
I was gonna say let's take a break and step back because work.
Yes.
So before we left for vacation, I told my job like, hey, like we sold our house and we're planning to move, and my work was like, well, what are you gonna do for work? And I said I didn't have an answer. So that's when they offered me the opportunity to work remotely, which has been really, really great. I've touched on this before in past videos, but working Eastern hours in Colorado has been a lot of fun because it's like 7 to 3. So I have the afternoons and the evenings with the family, which I never had before. So it's been a lot of fun to be able to have dinner with the kids and go out and play with them and all that.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it. It's so nice to have Chris around, and we even got a glimpse of him being back in the office when we went back to North Carolina
for Thanksgiving.
And we missed him. We missed him so much. So
so September we're settling into our routine here.
The job thing was like crazy though.
Yeah.
Like really, he didn't tell him his job until we closed on our house, like a day before we were like moving. So
it just goes to show how creating space and doing things that you want to do, the universe will respond back and we show you the way.
Exactly, and we felt like we wanted to make the safe decision. We didn't want to have him be without a job. Let him work as much as he can up until, and make sure we actually closed on our house. Like that was, what if for some reason something fell through and he had quit? And then there we are still in our home trying to sell it. So we were trying to be safe about it.
So back to September.
So September, we're out here. We're just really enjoying like the kids being around the animals. I started homeschooling the kids, which was an awesome new experience for me and them. Settling in, getting the dogs settled in, playing in the aspens, going on hikes.
Oh man, gosh, the aspens. Fall in Colorado is awesome.
I would say it was just like a really nice slowdown. You're out here and there's not really too much to do, so you're just spending time outside and reconnecting with nature. And I think
we were going on a lot of hikes around then too.
That was a really good reset for our nervous systems, I think, after everything we've gone through in the last year. So September, October, we're here, we have the dogs here. We haven't been able to take like big trips because we do still have our 2 dogs, and we are not trying to have my parents take care of them and have it be a burden on them. So, but we have managed to fit in a few little short trips. So one of the things we did in October was we went to Boulder to a football game,
Go Buffs.
which was a huge highlight for us. And then we went to Vail
Well,
after that.
Yeah. The football game was great because we saw Travis Hunter, we saw Shador, we saw Shiloh, and of course Coach Prime.
Yes.
Vance got his jersey signed by Travis Hunter, which was awesome. He won the Heisman votes. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, we wouldn't have ever been able to do these experiences like if we did not make this big decision to sell our house. Like we just couldn't afford to fly them all out to go to a football game. But when we're here, we just decided like we're gonna do it. And we were so blessed that like we have friends that offered for us to stay for free in their house for the weekend.
Yeah.
So the universe is like always providing if you are remaining open to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that and we showed them Vail.
Vail was great.
And that was super fun. And then
Anything else in October?
we did a small town Halloween in October, which was a new experience and fun for the kids. And then November we started to gear up because we were planning to head back to North Carolina for Thanksgiving. And since Chris's job is still there, he actually had a work meeting. So we extended it. We were only going to go for like 10 days, 12 days, and we ended up being there for 3 weeks, a little bit over 3 weeks by the time we got back. So that was a cool experience too, because we got to go back and we got to see our friends and our family and our old home and all of our favorite playgrounds. And
we went to Winterfest and
we did a
we
lot
had
of fun
Thanksgiving
activities.
with my family. Yeah. I was just gonna say the drive to and from North Carolina was really good too, because we got to take the kids to new states and new places, and just the opportunity to travel with them, even if it is in the car, has been a lot of fun because it's something totally different. Like Darian was saying, we've not done really too much of that in the past.
Yeah, it's been a whole new experience, and we're making really special memories with them. It might not be world travel, but it's still quality time together, and we're still making really fun memories that I think we're all gonna look back on, over the years and remember this little gap year that we're having.
Yeah, for sure. So then now we're back in Colorado in December, and we're prepping for Christmas, which is going to be a new experience in itself. Just yesterday was Bowden's birthday, and we went
10th birthday.
We went to a mountain, took the kids tubing, which
they
they've
had
never
never
done
done
before. So we're doing a lot of fun things. We're sneaking in some fun things. Even if it's not international travel, there's plenty to do around here.
Yeah. So I would say, like, because we made this big decision to sell our house and kind of uproot our life this year, there's been a lot of really great positive experiences from it. Hotels, driving, seeing friends and family, connecting with each other, spending more time outside, connecting with the animals. The kids have now been to 17 states we've counted, which is just like so exciting for them to feel like they've now been to more places. I think previously it was probably like 3 or 4 states.
Yeah.
So just in 1 year, like in not even 1 year, since August, we've now been to 17 states, and like how cool is that? And so I would say, like, overall, we're just so happy that we made this decision. But with hard decisions comes discomfort, and I would say the first half of the year was pretty uncomfortable for us. We didn't know how we were going to make this work financially. We didn't know what it was going to look like. Even since we've moved, that is also difficult at times. We are displaced. We don't have our home. We are living in someone else's home. It's not... You don't have your own space. And so there's definitely some things that have come with it that aren't always comfortable, but the way we look at it is that this is growth. This is us learning to be adaptable, learning how to live in other people's spaces, learning how to live without all of our things that we feel like we always need. So it's been a really good experience, I think, for Chris and I to grow and learn how to communicate with us and others in our living situation. And I think the kids are also growing a lot because they are just learning. You're in someone else's home, you have to be respectful, like when we're on the road, like things will come up and we're just, we have to go with the flow. So I think...
So we're all becoming more adaptable.
More adaptable. And understanding, I think, what our values are as a family, what do we prioritize. We definitely really prioritize positivity and spending time outside and peace and calmness, and trying to work on that. With 4 kids, they are loud and they're wild, but I think this is a really good opportunity for us to really focus in on specific things. So, and yeah, we have the 2 dogs, so we're not, the dogs are living at my parents' house, and so that's been a whole another thing that trying to get them to like their dogs and all this stuff. So
just one of those things that you have to adapt and figure out. It's fine.
But because of that, like, we haven't really traveled too much this year, but we don't know what 2025 will hold. It's looking pretty bright. We're pretty excited for what we hope is happening in 2025, and we'll keep you guys updated as we continue the journey. And as we close out this year, we have another really fun trip planned in a couple days. That's so super special because it's with family, and this is the whole point of us doing this, is to connect and see family and friends and be with each other
and explore new places.
So that's kind of our year in a nutshell, and we're so happy that you're following along, and we hope that if you're thinking through making big changes, you see that sometimes taking a leap and doing hard and difficult things pays off in the end. So keep going and reach out if you have any questions, and we're here to help, and we love to chat. We love to talk about our journey. It's really been fun, and it's fun to share, and we're so open to sharing the ups and the downs and all the in-betweens. So never hesitate to ask us any questions. But continue to follow along on Instagram, and thanks for just bearing with us through this journey. This is all brand new to us. We just started sharing in May, and we don't know what we're doing with social media. We're just trying our best, and we're sharing what we like to like the things that we think are interesting and fun. And so thanks for following along and listening and watching our little Instagram stories and seeing our photos. So thank you.
Yeah,
thanks you,
guys.
and we wish you a really happy new year. We hope 2025 is great, happy and healthy.
See ya.
Bye.